and we used to attend a class offered by USCOM, so that those who get good marks, they get bursaries.
Yeah.
It's because, I was already in the arts, and there was this part that I wanted there, because I was playing a small part, so there was this main character that I wanted. So I couldn't, skip a rehearsal for the math and science classes.
Yeah.
So I decided, no, put somebody else, because
Anything?
So I'm happy with where I am and with what I do.
Yeah.
Because, it doesn't matter if I make millions and can't even enjoy those millions on the life that those millions bring. Believe in yourself, one, and always try as many things, that positive things, as you can, because you'll never know where your strong point until you try different things. And don't be afraid to ask if you don't know.
Welcome to yet another episode of Ehubyeni. My name is Mdduduzi Mdlhalose, and I'm your host. Today I've got a guest by the name of Mduduzi Mdlhalose, a gentleman who's been in the arts industry for some time, for a very long time. When we were growing up, we used to look up to them. You are not that old anyway, but you started the industry a long time. Once I was still doing fine arts, because I used to do the fine arts, but you guys were already in the industry as performing arts. Mduduzi, please introduce yourself, my brother.
Well, Sanbonani, my name is Mduduzi Mdlhalose, Bashilo. Well, that's me. I think,
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me, my brother.
Thanks, my brother. Yeah, man. The purpose of the show actually is to unearth our legends, because we do have people that have a huge impact in terms of making sure which the arts industry keeps shining and it survives out there, and also in the spaces of social development, because it's not only arts that you do, you also do social development as well. You also give courses that are related to that are necessary to the market. I remember at some point we did OHS with you, with some of your friends that you were working with and your colleagues. Tell us more about yourself. Brian.
Well, I'm a Debiton original. So I was born, bred, and battered in Debiton. Fortunately, now I still work there, 19, I was born there, I'm old now. And I started the industry a long time ago. I think as a sevenza which was line consent. I also started as a visual artist. I used to take classes there, with visual arts. But then the Sarafina, Magic 4 AM, vibe came in. So we started there, working with Africa, was related to whether Mdana or cousin, so he would shop, go to the Amaries and we are chobile, Abaya sings, then we start doing our singings. I think, that's me. And then until I met again, I worked with the late Rusha Joy, I think that's where, I took this seriously, because I remember that I was in matric, and in fact I was repeating matric, and I was selected. I was one of the top 10 maths and science students. And we used to attend a class offered by USCOM, so that those who get good marks, they get bursaries.
Yeah.
It's because, I was already in the arts, and there was this part that I wanted there, because I was playing a small part, so there was this main character that I wanted. So I couldn't, skip a rehearsal for the math and science classes.
Yeah.
So I decided, no, put somebody else, because
Anything?
so Basically that's me from there. Then
Then Sibikwa,
then when we went to Ruhlachwayo, and then he said, guys, the Atlases at Sibikwa, go there and empower yourselves. Yeah, we went there. I think we were first students as Sibikwa. We did 1 year course there, but the aim was to go there and learn and come back and continue with the work that we were doing to Ruhlachwayo. But in the end, it's crazy as my time, I'm as born as this week. And said, whoever goes to Zibikwa divorces, but really, since I've been vocal from the young age, I told him, no, but who was the And we were coming back from Zibikwa and go to a Tanganane, which we were working by Team King Youth Center, and yes, there was a new production we were busy with called Commando, which was talking about community policy, and at that time, it was during those times, the community policy. But
so like in that space, I'm trying to reverse all these things and trying to put people that were in that space at the time. I know of about Themba Ndaba, I know of about Philip Ndaba, Abu Ndota, and all those people. I believe that we were the same generation. You were like working in the same space. I'm not sure if Themba Ndaba was also part of the developing students or he was part of the performing arts at Sibikwa.
I think Themba Ndaba was part of the original Sibikwa players in a way. And when we came in, they were already doing DT boys. I won't order, they were busy there. Yeah. And then Tina Nawashakes, Nawosakes came in as ama students. While Tabotema, they were already performing.
To reconnect, the Kodabo Themba Ndaba, Nabo Shady, Nabo Ralphu, Nabo Fad, Nabo Bonke, who were like the original team that were doing our productions like Ubuntu Mdlaba, DET Boys, Kwela Bafana, and all that. And then there was you guys who were like the full-time students, which were going there from Monday to Friday. And then there was us, who were still at school, but then doing also the projects, the SSB, which we were called the Saturday Arts Academy students,
about
Project Tarama and all that, And that whole space was very conducive. I think one of the reasons we are sitting here today and continue to be inspired by the industry that we live in is that we went through that phase. We went through the phases, and once you go in, you can't go out. The art is very addictive. I don't know if I'm an artist or because I think everybody's an artist now since the inception of TikTok. So everybody feels goodbye, I'm an artist, But once you go deep the way we went, whereby you had to take classes, you had to do dance, music, you had to do drama, storytelling, and all those elements. Once you went in there, so tell me, were your parents happy with you being in that space?
Well, I think my mother, was very open, although she wanted me to be a doctor, blah, blah. But I think she was supportive even when we did events way to, she would be one of the few mothers who attend, those events. So although you like get, that opportunity, why am I in the because all mothers or parents want the best for their children, but I think the best is what I am, what I do every day, because I think
and besides, Madam Tuman, the output of the artists then were not very, very friendly in terms of that you can inspire or encourage one to become an artist. When you look at the past artists who were in the limelight, Abu Mshefane, Abu Renkokwane, people who passed on without being given what's due to them, you would not believe an artist of this caliber who's always on TV every day, who's always on stage and doing performances can leave this world without a cent in his name, I think that could have been why our parents always thought with the art industry is not a very safe environment for their children.
I think that's the obvious, a perception of everybody, but I think that's a decision that also that's a situation that also made me to take a decision to say, I'm God-given. I've got this God-given talent. But then how do I take this talent to the world?
Yeah.
That's where I started, looking into the administrative management part of the arts, so that, because we had, I think Ikalsi has a lot of great talent, but because of who you know or you don't know in certain places, you end up not, reaching where you want to reach. So I wanted to break that barrier to say, Dave Tone has a lot of talent, but who gives it the administrative or management support it needs for it to get to the right places? So and I think from the early ages in the industries involved with Uboru, we're a committee, we used to do things, go out and fundraise, make events. So that thing to say, you're not just an actor. But, and again, earlier you talked about everybody thinks as an artist, but I think there are a lot of entertainers. For me, the TikTok cast, the entertainers. There are a lot of entertainers, but few artists. Because if you're an artist, you need to be able to set trends, to think out of the box, to think anew, to think ahead, not just follow trends, So, I think even my mother can be a TikToker. Even if I can wake him up in the grave, he can be a great TikToker with millions of followers. And I think in a way the social space has diluted the industry a lot, because everybody thinks because I can mimic or speed or on TikTok, or I can mimic Mavosana or Skuma, and then
And it's funny though because even when you look at the recruitment criteria go our television space, you need to have followers before you can be considered for any part. It just become a norm that people just need to generate a lot of people that are behind them so that they can get the viewership, which actually for me it compromises the texture in the arts. It compromises the quality of the products that we get to see on TV. Like we are watching a lot of nonsense, actually, to tell you. People are inspired by nonsense. Like if you go on TV, you watch a show that promotes drug dealers, some promotes killing, and at least if you watch the story and then at the end of the day, this person who's perpetuating this violence in that particular element must be arrested. They must pay for it for at some point. But no, these things you watch season 1 to season 10, still same face doing the same thing.
They succeed through crime.
You are sending a message to the people that actually crime is good, which I feel, which is one of the things that I feel that it's actually compromising the real arts, because I believe that artists are the vanguards of sanity. They send messages to the world. They set the trends as to what is it that people should be engaging on. So currently, would you stand and say that you are very proud of the arts industry in our country?
You can't be proud of the art industry in our country when the means of production is still owned by a few whites.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why the content on TV it's not relates to me as a black child from a township. Yeah. Because I don't have the money to produce my stories. I don't have the political power, to be supported to tell original stories which make sense and develop people mentally. But those with money, they will obviously tell their side of the story and misinterpret our own stories, misinterpret our lives in the township, because they have the money.
And in this country, you've got stacks and stacks and stacks of scripts and stories that you want to get to the world out there, and yet you're not getting the support from the structures and spaces that have been created to do that particular job.
Yeah, no, I think we really don't need them now. I think the 4th Industrial Revolution has opened doors. In your own studio,
yes.
Talking my mind without any restrictions to say, the producer will say, hey, cut, I think that's irrelevant or what was,
It's provocative.
I think it's that time where the creative need to realize the power that they have within themselves and start owning the means of production.
Yes.
And also start being political. Because also another thing which pains me is to see the power that we have as artists to influence people, but we don't use that to gain traction in our struggle as the creative sector. We keep on voting people who don't even care, don't give a damn about the arts. But every elections are coming, you will see us going to rallies and outward singing our hearts out. And at the end of the day, nobody's taking care of us. They will put somebody who they hold political favors into a minister or having so forth. When somebody knows nothing about the industry. As I put in as a crash. Then how will the industry develop?
It will not grow.
Because we need that political power to say, hey, okay, there are nice policies, white paper, blah, blah. But how then do we move forward into the implementation of those good policies when we still have political leaders who don't understand the industry, who only uses the industry when it suits them?
Yeah.
You know?
Like the celebrities must show face in campaigns. You know, just to kind of like
to guide the
the space. It's tough. I remember at some point there was an inception that I think it was created by Ramla Makene. I think it was Power or Power. I don't remember which was meant to be an organization that empowers artists. It was more of an union for artists. What happened?
Performing arts, I think performing creed workers. I think that one, I think it emerged with the musicians union. And they formed the KUSA.
Oh, okay.
And then they were based at Kosatu House. And as a young person, I worked there, for some time, and I think that was a good structure. But I think we made blunders, by putting wrong people into positions. I think that's how the union failed. Because I used to go there each and every day. And you'll find that there are leaders in the same room who will have, lunch ordered in, whilst they are young volunteers in the same room and no food was ordered for them. There was a incident where, South Africa hosted the International Musicians Conference. And they were performers and we were bands, entertaining the tourists who were around, delegates from all around the world. And even today, those artists were never paid by the same union for their services. So I think that was the failure of the union, because you'll find the president would not even go to an engagement to discuss creative workers issues if he was not employed as an MC. So and even if opportunities come into the union, only the secretary's band will get gigs, but not other no. So I think that's how we failed ourselves.
I think we continue also to fail ourselves, because in that space also there's an element of exploitation, whereby people get exploited to give service and to be the front and the eyes or the face of certain organizations and yet not get what is due to them. Like I could tell a lot of stories. But it's not about me. It's about you. So I know that currently you are busy trying to revisit some of the productions that you have done a long time ago, trying to repack them and putting them together. What is the intention and what are those productions that you are working with currently?
We've done a couple of productions which made sense at that time, and but did not reach where it's supposed to go with
the optimal quotation.
So we basically revisiting one of our classic plays, which is called Silver Coat and the Black Stick. Yeah, it's a very irony play which talks about HIV and AIDS, but told in a very a creative way. So we're revisiting that, and we'll also be looking at our another play which is called Outcast. It's an animal play. So since I've also started doing puppetry, so we're looking at rearranging the play, maybe do it more involve more puppetry into it, because we feel puppetry feels it helps us tell the story better. So I think those are two projects that we're reviving, and we're also looking at celebrating 20 years next year of Ruhla Drive Art Center, because it will be in June next year. It will be 20 years since the reopening of the center. So looking at maybe also looking at good production which came out of that space in the last 20 years, to put them together for that celebration. And we're also trying to put a team of creatives around my network, so that we do a 48-hour film challenge, so that we tell our story and also exhibit our local heritage sites in a way. So those are my current project, and also revisiting the Vuta FM project, because the moratorium has been lifted, so we need to put in a new application for the license, and take it from there. I think the radio station, the Davidson Theatre, those are my long-term projects. I think those are my legacy projects, which if the Lord can save me until
so that you see the end of it,
until I get the place, Davidson Theatre, back to the arts, and have our own community radio station, which will obviously continue what you've already started, expose more of our local talent, talk about our own issues as a township and as community.
So in terms of the space that you're currently in, when maybe let's say my child wants to come into the industry and they want to join some of the initiatives, because every time I go to that space that you work in, I see new faces, and these new faces, most of them were your students, and some of them have become directors, and some of them have become book writers, some of them have become musicians. They are growing, but I somehow feel the reason why we have such an influx of young people into drugs, is because of maybe they don't know much about these initiatives that you're talking about. Because you see, if one could sit really and watch this interview, they would gain a lot of content in terms of knowing what is happening around them. So how do we then generate the interests of these young people, and also not just young people, but also adults who would like to come into the space of arts, and who is allowed and who is not allowed to be part of the industry?
In fact, I think everybody is allowed into the space, I think just last week we had it's even continuing even this week, because children said, no, you can't just teach us for 2 days, for 3 days. We are still at home, so we want to come. So classes are still continuing. We had a winter school holiday arts program in partnership with the Department of Arts and Culture, and also 7 other organizations, because we have a kind of a union that we have established called Creative Theatre Hub, where all the individual organizations which mostly use Ruhla Drive Art Center, so we formed it so that we support each other in terms of our own activities, but also come up with a project which you can do as a unit. So yeah, everybody is welcome, but I think the most challenge that we have is the access to the facility. In terms of, for now, we still have limited hours of use, Monday to Friday from 9 to 4:30. And we find that there is somebody who, let's say from Benoni, a child who knocks off at 3 or at 2 from school, from Benoni and going to Davidton, will arrive around 3:30, and then has to come to the art center. But when he arrives, the gates are very locked. So I think the politicians need to look at these bylaws, which are very apartheid based in a way, which don't serve the community that they are supposed to serve. Because if you look at those bylaws, there's just meant to protect workers instead of the artists. Because the contract that we have with so and so, it's from 9 to 5. So then the center needs to close at 4:30. But when young people, that's where they are free. That's when they need to engage in progressive and positive activities.
Yeah.
But the facilities are closed. On Saturdays, the facilities are closed. We used to run what we call outreach school program on Saturdays. And we had about 120 young people who attended those classes. But we still want to do that. Whether we have money or we don't, but because of the barrier of access to the facility is still there because of the bylaws that govern us. So I think that's one big challenge, because at us, our creative workers are available to offer themselves to say, I'm not doing much, or I have some hours I can offer to impart skills to young people, but where?
No, I get you. I think probably, I know you're a very outspoken person. You would probably continue to express these concerns in the right spaces and in the right platform. Probably, from where I'm sitting, maybe I would say, as a comment or a suggestion to the whole system, maybe introduce a flexi-hour working system that will, because everywhere you go in the world, arts industry works in flexi-hour policies whereby people can be able to work flexibly into the space. If there's a production in the evening, that I can come in to work at 3, all of those things. But I don't want to go into those politics.
Yeah, I think I've been contributing, there've been adverts, comment on the bylaws for, I don't know, for the past 10 years maybe. Yeah. But they come out the same. Yeah. They come out the same because, my comment in writing is not here. If the council can invite people like us into the chamber so that we present the kind of bylaws that need to govern our industry, need to govern our space. You look at how the Ruhlata Art Center came. It came into being because community was utilizing that space for the arts purposes. That's why the Gauteng government said, no, let's convert this into a community art center.
Yeah.
And when the community art center was opened, a committee which this organization was formed because of the Batupili partnership. But that partnership doesn't work because we don't even need to have people who work flexi hours. The municipality has security for 24 hours a day. And we have these committees that are formed by the creative workers working within the space, which can take over after 4:30 to make sure that, because we look after these facilities, they are our own. We love them as our own homes, because that's where we become free. That's where we are able to express ourselves. That's where we make our daily living out of. So I think that basically revisiting the partnership that municipalities had in the communities, so that the communities can take full ownership of those spaces, so that those spaces can be protected, but those spaces can be accessed fully by the people who are meant to benefit from them.
Yeah. Well, that's a long road to go. You still.
No, I think the bylaws have been discussed. They'll be discussed somewhere this month.
Yeah.
So I'm also writing individual letters to the councillors to say they must be sober when they deal with the bylaws.
Yeah.
Because I think if they don't take a sober decision, a progressive decision, the blood of those young people who get involved in crime, get involved in drugs, it's in their hands. Because they take decisions that benefit no one else. The decision that they take don't benefit the constituents who brought them into power.
Yeah.
So I'll write those letters to all, I think, 200 and something councillors to make sure that they take a good decision which will benefit the youth of Ehubyeni, because we need this facility for us to be able to continue our development work that we
and to build people like us ourselves.
Yeah.
Even though we are not making much, because not normally people will judge a person's success by the monetary value that they have in their pockets. But I feel that you are very wealthy when it comes to in terms of what you can share with the world. Like you've got a lot of information that you need to impart and also share with the young people that are strategy. You have skills in just social development, like spaces of corporate space as well. You go into corporate and also educate people in the corporate industry as well, in terms of your workshops and projects. You do OHS as well. You do, so there's a lot that needs to happen, and there's a lot that needs to kind of like be sponsored and be supported. That's how I feel personally.
Yeah, because the community art centers are the economic half of the creative sector within our communities. Yeah. So those activities that you find in economic development, entrepreneurial development, life skills, creative workers need them. Financial management, safety, safety in the workspace. When you were organizing events, the OHS come into play. To do the job. And then that's when, everybody runs away from using public spaces because they require all of that work. So I think
the public liability insurance, all that.
So I think we need those spaces to be open for us to be able to empower people, in all those skills, to make artists not die poor, because I've never worked out of the industry.
Yeah.
For more than 30 years, 25 years, I'm in the industry. And I'm winning here because I can be able to say, today I'm not acting, but I'm doing a backdrop or a set for Ingoma, or today I'm not doing a backdrop, then I'm doing a mural with 2 galaxies for Altambo, today I'm not acting, but I'm able to say, Mabusana will come in and say, hey, I need you to register a business. Then, so that's how I survive within the
space,
whether I'm behind the camera or behind stage or in front, but there's a lot of opportunities within the same industry.
Yeah.
And basically that's how I've been surviving without going to checkers because but we're not all the same. Some of artists take themselves as actors, then they'll wait for audition to be called in, casted, and say action. But I don't do that. I most of the productions I've been involved in is either I've been involved in the writing, directing, acting, sets,
singing, dancing, choreography.
I've taken my own production and sound without anybody's funding. Basically,
talking about multi skills. Now, I think this applies on the 48 hours project. I'm much more interested in hearing about that.
Yeah, the 48 hours film competition is something new even to me. But when I read, try to do my research, it's a very simple thing. You gather a team of people with different skills, shooting, camera handling, sound, editing, because you need to shoot, you need to write, shoot, edit, and publish.
In this 48 hours.
In this 48 hours.
Would you be interested in this project, Kopana, man? I forgot to speak to you about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Because you know how the project is broken down. So this is what he has done. From the people that he knows, he has created a WhatsApp group to say, just let's come together, so that we can be able to achieve this. So now we are waiting for his go ahead. But he's got all the things that he needs. He's got the warm bodies, he's got the equipment, he's got all the resources now currently. All we need is the right mindset, right? So I would like you to add to Cops there. As you can see, he's already behind the cameras, he's already doing the technicals of this production in this house. So please add, man. And also follow him on YouTube. Is the Tech Sangoma. He's a very good DJ as well.
Oh yeah, now I will. If he plays something nice.
Yeah, no, of course. There's various houses, deep houses, techno house. It's also deep house as well. So I'm sure you would enjoy it. Unless you are just an Afro person, because I know you love the Afro music.
For me, music is music.
Yeah.
I listen to everything as long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
As long as it can move or with my heartbeat, then I listen to it.
So what current soap are you following, or a series are you following that is South African or English splits? Whether it's streaming or...
No, when I'm with my family, they watch, I think it's ETV, what is it? The Sweet there.
The House of Sweet.
The House of Sweet, and there's this one, Negiwe. And I think they also watch the other one, and one, Lobawado. Or my tracks, this track's all cool. I know people gonna find
it's fine.
Man, yeah.
It plays in the Queen.
Yeah, or something like
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I watch TV when I found people watching.
Yeah.
There's no real swoopy that I can say, if I've missed it, our
books, what are you reading?
Books, usually I'm not a bookworm, Currently, I'm reading the Petrus Koza,
What? Oh, this one.
The Petrus Koza book, which is...
Yeah, I'm currently reading this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm currently reading that.
Learning to Love Myself 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of this book.
Yeah, it's really, I think this boy is very inspiring,
Yeah.
Because he always tells the story, Gucci, I came to his school and I said they must come to art center. And then now he came showing the arts. And then now I'm not giving them jobs. So I think, that's one of the examples you can say about the journey that we have embarked on,
As a storyteller, as a filmmaker, as a producer, as a person who's interested in taking out stories out there and telling stories to the people, I think you should also read this one. It's called Kingpin by Mdlalose. It's King GB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I will.
You must also check this one out.
Okay.
There's so much interesting content there. You can even turn it into a film if you have an agreement with him. I don't know if he's already in the process of doing that. Sorry, Mtimbane. Sorry, Scheme, man. If you ever like more share. But I think this book can be adopted into a film. It's very much interesting. You must read it. Even though he's written Kingpin, Mdlalose, but his name, Mdlalose King GP, is also from Israel, and because from Fostoras, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, please get it, and then support him as well, and so that we can have growth in terms of economic growth in the creative writing space as well.
Yeah. And I'll have a look at it.
Yeah.
Do any theatrical productions that you are currently basically have your eyes on? I think Musana talked about soapies. I'm asking any theatrical productions that you are interested in, or
you are watching,
or any that we could be interested in as well.
Yeah, man, I wish I could go and watch the Interrogation Room.
Oh yes, by this be.
Yeah, I wish I could go. And I know there's something that Smiwa is doing with the French people.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to watch that. But I'm also, Come on. I also want to go to TX Theatre. TX Theatre it's vibe, you know, always has
productions happening.
Good quality production, but sometimes, I can't. But I think I'll watch the Sibiko one and watch the interrogation room.
I'm actually going on the last show, which is Sunday. What is the date next week? Sunday,
16.
Yeah, 16th. Yeah, I'm going on that one because Sotobe wanted me to come today, but I told him that no, man, today we are shooting our episodes for the podcast, so I can't. So I can only do the next week Sunday one.
Yeah, count me in.
Maybe Slava song.
Yeah.
Slava song Cosmos. But I actually record now, and now you've got your own techno sangoma project that is happening.
Yeah, I'm shooting on the 16th.
SCP is a 2 piece.
Get peace, because if you are not peace, so down.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, because we're not just going to watch a show.
Currently, we're not making money, but we are feeding our souls. I think that's the most important.
Yeah, but we are rich, you know. We're not making money, but we are rich.
Yeah.
We're average. I know. If I go to Alliance, I'll get to Mabusana. So that's the wealth that I'm talking about. The social wealth that we have created all those years. That makes me happy, you know, to see Uguti one somewhere. I was that.
The impact is fair.
Yeah, I was that little giant which stood on the ground, and an African child stood on the shoulder to reach his full potential. You know, so yeah, it's for me that's the one, because even, you know, from the home that I come from, Ekaya age, it was, but we can't, I don't know about. So and I think that's socialism, whether you call it socialism or social thinking of the other person.
I think that's a pure definition of Ubuntu. I don't know, it's what's in human and humane values, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, but I think for me that it's like basically that's how you know, if you think man busana uzozwa pain, and if like I don't know pain, why do it? You know, it's that type of setup. Good, okay, yeah, but yeah, for me, there's nothing that I can say. I wish I could have. I know everything is coming if it's meant for me.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am and with what I do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it doesn't matter if I make millions and can't even enjoy those millions on the life that those millions bring. But the life that I have now, you know, makes fulfilling. You know, every day saying, you know, yeah, a new young person coming in, you know, raw, in a couple of weeks, seeing that person, you know, doing something that he thought he or she was impossible. Yeah, I think that makes me very happy.
Rodman, thank you for coming over, my brother. Thank you for coming over. Now, in closing, my brother, tell the world, tell these young people, you know, something like that they should take home, you know.
Yeah, I think young people, what they should take home is that believe in yourself, one, and always try as many things, that positive things as you can, because you'll never know where your strong point and will until you try different things. And don't be afraid to ask if you don't know, because, you know, we are here to guide you. If you need anything arts related, you wanna go study drama for life, you wanna study whatever, and the Rusa Joy Art Center is open. You wanna do part-time dancing, music, the center is open for those hours, 9 to 4:30 for now. But yeah, be yourself.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for ordering the invite. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thank you. I wish we could have a second episode on you, and also doing a follow-up. We need to do a follow-up on your projects. We need to also come back again and report as to how did the 48 hours project to go, you know, because it really needs to happen.
Yeah, maybe we'll come back after the 48 hours. Yes. After we won the prize of Joe Prize for the best short film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will come back maybe with the cast and fill up the studio. Yeah, I will definitely.
No, thank you very much, Mduduzi. Cops, thanks, Vitch. As always, without you, this thing is not possible, my brother. Sure, let's keep on pushing, let's keep on holding up, let's keep on pushing our own people. These are our own legends. We are unearthing them, we are taking them out of wherever that we are trying to bury them. Salute.
To be
Thank you, Mduduzi.